Hello, my name is Michael Spicer and I'm here to talk about streaming platforms and how if they continue to do the things that they do, then we're just going to need Blockbuster Video again. As with every other digital medium, streaming platforms have given us more variety than we've ever had before. But we're now at that point in digital culture when saturation is turning TV into missing persons. Have you seen this TV show? Someone said that it was on Prime, so I've looked and I've checked, but apparently it left the platform 2 days ago and hasn't been seen since. Please do get in touch if you're out there.
It starred Justin Theroux, I think.
So what happened? Well, here's a shocking revelation. People got greedy. Ian Helms, CEO of Plen TV. What can subscribers expect from your new season of shows on your platform?
Well, we've got a ton of shows that we're very excited about, but there's one show that we just can't wait to start streaming. It's a courtroom drama, and it's called Caught in the Act, and it stars Dwayne Johnson as a lawyer who accidentally sends himself to jail.
Sounds like a show that'll run and run.
Oh, we hope not.
Why?
Because it's too expensive to make a show that'll run and run. No, our plan is to cancel it after season 2.
The plan is to cancel it.
Of course. There's no point commissioning shows unless you can cancel them.
Well, why commission shows at all?
To attract subscribers.
But won't subscribers just get frustrated that their shows keep being cancelled?
Sure.
And that doesn't concern you?
$10 a month doesn't look any different whether it's come from a satisfied customer's pocket or a dissatisfied customer's pocket.
No, but people might cancel their subscriptions.
No, they won't.
Why won't they?
Because we've got Caught in the Act, starring Dwayne Johnson as a lawyer who accidentally sends himself to jail. It's must-see television. Dwayne Johnson gives the performance of his life.
But you're going to cancel it.
Yeah, well, he's not that good.
What other shows are you launching?
Well, we've got a body swap comedy series starring Helen Mirren and Florence Pugh, which we're very excited about.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, we can't wait to cancel that one.
So how did we get here? Satellite and cable freed us from limited choice in the 1990s, but that didn't bring an end to physical media because those channels were still deciding what we were going to watch every day. So DVD sales were still thriving and people were still going to video stores. In fact, DVD sales peaked around the beginning of the 21st century because they were great. The box sets were brilliant. They had extras and behind the scenes and interviews, and they encouraged full body submersion in that programme's universe. I still remember watching my first DVD in 1997 and being absolutely blown away by the superiority of it. I mean, it made Stuart Little 2 even better, you know? And some box sets were just beautiful. I think we're forgetting how gorgeous some of them were. Okay, a lot of DVDs were just sleeves in a plastic case, but some of them were just works of art. The packaging and the artwork was a joy. Sometimes when I got to the end of watching a TV series that I really liked, I would go out and buy the box set and watch it all over again. The reason for this is because A, I knew that if I watched it again I would appreciate it a second time round, you know, pick up new things. B, I could watch episodes whenever I wanted, which I guess is where binge watching first appeared, I don't know. And C, a lot of the time it felt like the DVD was as much a labour of love as the actual show. That by watching it on DVD, you were enhancing your experience of it, that you were getting closer to how the makers originally intended the show to be. I can remember when people filled their bookshelves with these massive box sets and DVDs rather than books. People used to come round your house and go through your collection, you know. They used to study these things like they were trophies, which they were in a way. It's just that you didn't win them. You just bought them. Now, although we had these beautifully presented DVD box sets, we also wanted to keep renting films and watching new movies. We did this in the early 21st century through DVD mail-out services like LoveFilm and Netflix. For a brief period in the mid-2000s, there wasn't a house in the Western world that didn't have a little pile of envelopes on the doormat containing DVDs and an accompanying note saying, "Sorry we didn't have Night of the Living Dead this time. What about Dead Poets Society?" Netflix shut down this branch of operations in 2023. People were still receiving those little envelopes from Netflix up until last year. How scratched must those DVDs have been? But it wasn't long before the digital age shook us out of our little envelopes and gave us streaming services via smart TVs that we know today. But then, of course, they changed the game forever by producing their own content. Those early years of original content seemed incredibly promising. And for someone of my generation, it's an incredibly weird concept to get your head around. It's like if I went to Blockbuster Video and suddenly found a section there called Films Made by Blockbuster Video. I mean, my expectation of films in that section would be that they were all just like Hallmark films or those rip-off mockbuster movies called Transmorphers and Snakes on a Train. But no, instead, this section turned out to have original work by Martin Scorsese and David Fincher. It's just weird. But the early hits of House of Cards and Orange is the New Black lulled us into a false sense of couch fulfillment. Before long, streaming services were just producing shows and films like sausages, albeit, very expensive HD sausages. And now, 10 years on, it feels very much like everything is just a bit samey. Hey, the results just came back from ballistics. The bullet matches the gun. The bullet matches the gun. Well, wait a minute. Why did you just say my line? That's my line. The bullet always matches the gun. There's never any result that comes back from ballistics other than the bullet matches the gun. Why? Because it's just a thing police detectives say in order to further the storyline. All right, that's fine, but you didn't have to say my line. I don't have that many lines as it is. Well, don't you say, yes, boss, his story checks out later on? Yes, I do. Can you stop saying my lines, please? God, it's all so cliched, isn't it? All right, people, listen up. Oh, God, it's the detective sergeant who always enters the room to say, all right, people, listen up. All right, people, listen up. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm the detective sergeant who always says, all right, people, listen up. And I am leading this case, and I will not be taking any nonsense from any of you, particularly moody detectives standing by the window drinking from obviously empty coffee cups. So nice to see you again, detective sergeant. Don't give me that toffee. You ate my guts and I ate yours. Although, I've got a sneaking suspicion over the course of the next 10 weeks we'll develop a sort of mutual respect for one another. Now, all right, people, listen up. Did we do a check on the witness's whereabouts on the night of the murder? Yes, boss, his story check... You've ruined that for me now. I'm sorry. Coffee? Sugar. Successful streaming platforms only want one thing: to be more successful. And as such, they just flood their platforms with endless choice, and it's just too much. And sometimes genuinely brilliant shows just drown in this flood without trace. And then they're cancelled for being too expensive for people not to watch them. Why didn't people watch that show? Because you put a billion other programs and films on your site. There's only so much time between dinner and sleeping. And not only that, these platforms also want a slice of the exploitation pie known as reality TV. Yes, for every Russian doll there's Dubai Bling, and for every The Bear there's MILF Manor. And sometimes the irony isn't lost on these program makers. Take Squid Game The Challenge, for instance. In fact, it's a damning indictment of our unjust capitalist society that somebody somewhere watched Squid Game and their main take from it was, let's do this to real people. But it gets much worse. Streaming platforms have opened up a new world of poking people with sticks. Their remit simply being, whatever works, let's do it again, but this time on amphetamines. Dating has always been the go-to theme for reality television, but streaming platforms, they're not really interested in the boring old dating scene. They want higher risks, more conflict, big close-ups of psychological breakdowns. Consequently, you get shows like The Ultimatum, Marry or Move On, where couples on the verge of marriage are encouraged to shack up with other people to test their loyalty. No. It's not f***ed up, it's a social experiment. Not weird enough? No problem. Why not try Dated and Related on Netflix, which is just basically Love Island, except everyone has to bring their brother or sister with them. We've come such a long way from those little DVDs in the envelopes, haven't we? And then there's MILF Manor. I hate even saying that, which again is like Love Island, but this time older women go to a luxurious retreat to meet hot younger men, except the twist is that the hot younger men are the other MILF's sons. I'm making myself nauseous just describing this TV show. That's a first. Presumably next year we're going to have Doctor. 2 doctors, 1 male, 1 female, go to an island to meet lots of hot patients, and they can't have sex with them until they've successfully diagnosed them. That's actually quite a good idea. 1 second. Yeah, 2 doctors, 1 male, 1 female, go to an island to meet lots of hot patients, and they can't have sex with them until they've diagnosed them. What? Oh, really? Okay, thank you, bye. Amazon Prime already do a show like that, apparently. It's called Don't Exceed the Recommended Dose. Competition is good. Choice is good. Saturation is not. And we're at a point in the history of home entertainment where the dam has burst, where billions of dollars worth of subscription fees have driven streaming platforms to reach for completely unrealistic ideals, where viewers are overwhelmed and creators are overworked and undervalued. The best programs I have ever seen have been on streaming platforms. I rely on them as much as anyone, but do I miss those trips to Blockbuster Video? Do I miss my box sets? Yes, I got rid of them all. Do I miss those 4 television channels from my childhood? Occasionally, yes, I do. Because back then, I could hear voices, and now it's just noise. Plus, if I had a Blockbuster Video near me, I swear they'd have a copy of Sorcerer. I can't find that film on any platform. It's ridiculous. It's a classic. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like and subscribe. And if you've ever watched MILF Manor, let me know in the comments so I can block you. Goodbye.